Hello everyone, this is Corey Porter and welcome to Read the Coverage Sports. So about, not quite a year ago, but last summer, maybe, late May, early June, we were really kind of getting ready for the draft and everything like that. The draft had just happened, we're talking about all that process, and I was one of those guys that came out and said, you know what, Justin Herbert, that guy everyone's talking about, he's probably not going to be very good. I'm here to eat a lot of crow. So first of all, I just want to say that even in those videos, while I was saying that there was potential that he could potentially be a draft bust, at the same time, I said that there were circumstances where I could see that he could succeed. But largely, I was talking about why I didn't think he was going to do very well in the NFL and why he was overrated, so on and so forth. I had him rated pretty low on my top 5 quarterback list and all that kind of good stuff. So what happened? Well, obviously he went to the Los Angeles Chargers. He was slated not to begin the year as a starter, really potentially not start at all unless things got really bad. And then a doctor put a needle in Tyrod Taylor's lung. And here we go. And here comes Justin Herbert. And honestly, he exceeded not only my expectations, but you'd have to imagine everyone's expectations. I think it's easy to say, ultimately, he's probably, of all the rookie quarterbacks, especially this year, he's the one that played the best, though unfortunately you can't really evaluate Joe Burrow's full performance because he was sidelined due to an ACL. Obviously, Tua had his own issues. He didn't really start till more than halfway through the season, and then there were several games where he was getting pulled out and things like that. But let's just take a look at Justin Herbert's stats before anything else. So he completed 396 of 595 attempted passes for a total of completion percentage of 66.6%, which is really, really, really good. He threw for over 4,336 yards, which, again, very good. He had an average completion percentage of 7.3, or completion yardage of 7.3 yards. Solid. And then he had threw 31 touchdowns, which was a record, to only 10 interceptions. 31 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. And then we just look at other ways that he helped the team out. 55 rushing attempts for 234 yards. Pretty meager in the standpoint, but he had an average total of 4.3 yards, which is nice to go along with 5 rushing touchdowns. So he accounted for 36 touchdowns overall, which is just phenomenal. And again, this is me eating crow. My concerns about Justin Herbert coming out of Oregon was that I saw a lot of inconsistencies in his game. I thought some of his mechanics were a little bit off. I thought he had the potential to make all the throws in the game, but there was a lot of issues with inconsistency. Just looking at his whole body of work, I do see some of those inconsistencies still. I think there are still times where his mechanics get a little bit sloppy, particularly with his footwork. And sometimes he can make all the really great throws, but he misses some of the really should be easy gimme type throws. And so that I think is still there. But as a large on a whole, he's just done a phenomenal job this year, just all the way around. I'm really excited for him. And, for whatever it's worth, I apologize that, I felt like I did enough research, and I felt like and I still do, looking at the film and everything that I said at the time, I still feel like all my concerns and criticisms were valid, but he stepped up. He went out and he showed it. He showed that he was worthy of, I believe, I can't even remember the draft pick he was, but it was high in the draft. It was top 10. I know he was the 3rd quarterback taken after Joe Burrow and Tua, and I don't really have anything else to say other than way to go, young man. Like, way to show everyone, myself included. And to be fair, I was not the only one out there, especially on YouTube or the internet, saying that Justin Herbert was going to potentially be a bust. But I did preface in that video saying, if anyone's going to do it, and if he can do it, I'm all for it and more than happy for him. You ever want to see any of these guys fail? But way to go, Justin Herbert. Way to go. Anyway, this is Corey Porter, and this is Read the Coverage Sports, and we'll be back next time.